This is kind of a different thing for me. Normally I'd look at kind of retro video games, but I spent a fair while lately playing Oblivion and Morrowind and Skyrim. So I thought, well, I'd actually show people, a little what the games are like if they haven't played them before. Also, if you're playing Oblivion, you basically may as well mod the bejesus out of it, because there's just hundreds of player mods out there, and it just makes the game a hell of a lot better. So the first thing you're looking at here is a handy little thing. I think it's called, I'm going to put links to them all, so I might get the names wrong in the video, but I'll have proper links there eventually. This one's, I think it's like a different life or an alternate start. The gist of it is, instead of having to go through the you normally start the game off in this dungeon, and it takes you about half an hour to get out, which is grand because it's a little tutorial as to how to play. But you don't want to do it every time you start the game, so or when you start a new character. So this basically, it kind of it's similar to the start of Morrowind. It puts you in a prisoner's kind of area, and you've a menu you fill in, and it basically lets you pick your class and your race and a few other bits and bobs. Now, it also lets you cheat a bit and jump straight to having a decent bit of gear, depending on the answers you give. And what I've done here is I've been playing... what's the name of the game? Oh, yeah. Played Skyrim. Jesus, I've played enough. You think I'd remember the name. A fair bit. And in Skyrim, you sort of evolve. You don't pick classes. You sort of start playing one way, and as you're playing the game, what you are kind of changes. And I tend to play as a sort of archer with a lot of kind of... It's a sort of cross between a conjurer and an archer. So this is the closest I can find to that in Oblivion. I think it's called Special Ranged, and it's basically you got a bit of magic and a lot of archery type stuff. There's a lovely bow there. Lovely in the sense it's way more powerful than you should have at the start of the game. If you've never played the game before, I'd say play it normally first and then try something like this, because otherwise you'll be overpowered. But if you've played it before and you want to dive straight in, that's a very manly looking vest. If you want to play, dive straight in, it's a handy way to do it. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's something like Another Life or Alternate Start, or hopefully there's a link down there you can click on that'll make a bit more sense than I am. But I'll definitely put the link down there because it's well worth checking out and well worth using. So that note there skips the entire first hour of the game. It goes, oh look, you've got a magic pendant, the Emperor's dead, give this to his mate, good luck. Now what I've done is I'm going to try and make sure you don't have to watch me fiddling about with menus, because the interface in it isn't bad, but it's an awful lot of fiddling about. So what I've done is when I recorded this, I kind of went back and removed most of the bits where I spent 20 minutes trying to free up a tiny bit of inventory space by giving stuff to followers. I left this bit in for some reason, which is me trying on different outfits. So there you go. Yes, like something out of YMCA, if they'd had an archer. So anyway, this is the rather cumbersome way of getting to the map. These are the mods that I've put in. Again, this is probably going to be listed, hopefully listed in the YouTube channel. But a couple of them are... I put a few graphical ones in. I think that it's got like one of the beauty packs or something to make people look a little bit better. I think the Goddess store one is, which it just gives a load of armour. Well, female armour. There's a warrior store as well, which gives lots of male armour. It's very bizarre stuff, to be honest. I don't really use it. And then I put a couple of follower ones in there. The Vilja one, and I think Neeshka's in there as well. I'd recommend them more than anything. The Vilja add-on is basically better than a lot of official DLC that you get out there. It's a really matter of taste, because the person behind it, Emma, put like an absolute ton of like the 6,000 lines of dialogue, and it's actually quite well done. And the character just talks about everything. It's kind of cool because initially vanilla Oblivion, if you like, it's a very kind of singular experience. You're not like part of you're not a member of a party. So you just wander around killing guys and what have you. The Vilja thing, like I said, it's either like she actually reacts to everything around her. So she'll say, "Oh, I've been here before. I've been to this town before, and this guy can talk to you." And oh, I hate vampires and all this kind of stuff. You'll know within about 10 minutes whether or not you basically are going to love it or whether you're going to delete it. There's actually stuff written by Terry Pratchett. Terry Pratchett's he's really into his games, and he liked it and ended up talking to the author, and they basically wrote a little bit of dialogue. I think it's some of the stuff to do with the Vampires and the Thieves Guild and stuff. Anyway, what you're looking at here is a game-breaking house. I sped that up a bit there. It's I think it's called Imperial House or Imperial Pad or something, or Imperial Townhouse. Again, links. It's smack bang in the middle of town. It saves you having to live in a shack, and it gives you a couple of there's a couple of things that Daedric armor, for example, there, which is not quite game-ending armor, but it's pretty damn good.
Welcome to
I don't use it myself, so here I've taken some and I'm going to sell it.
I'm willing to teach if you're willing to learn.
So basically, and I probably should have explained this at the start rather than a quarter way into the quick look at it. But Oblivion, it's basically it's Grand Theft Auto with swords. You can play the regular game. You could spend hours doing side quests and just wandering around, and the game will quite happily let you do that. And there's no you can't go here bits. It's generally just go where you want, do what you want. If you get to we're speeding it up a bit because I just thought you'd be there all night. I quite often, to be honest, forget how to even do the main. I forget that I haven't doing any of the main quests in it. So there we go. I picked up a few bits and bobs there. I think it's what's the name of the cloaks? Again, links, bottom screen. So,
hello there.
I think it's Hemingway cloaks. Anyway.
Are you by any chance? Yes, my sister Melinda, owner of Melinda's
yeah, okay, it was
shop.
a bit of lore going on there. Yeah, so anyway, eventually you talk to her and she can join you if you want.
No, or maybe you could. It's a long story, I'm afraid. You see, my sister has an alchemist store in the Viking City on one way. Specialized in making dreams.
Yes, anyway. The couple of things about these followers. First of all, you can control whether they can die or not. I know that sounds a bit daft, but it can be game breaking because otherwise you'll find you'll start sending them in to kill everything for you.
I don't know where to find what I'm looking for. So the best thing is that you just let me come along. It's really very...
They're kind of immortal, but I usually set it to the only attack creatures if I attack them first, and I tend to try not to overgear them. Now, having said that, just to show you kind of some of the stuff you can throw on the followers, I've a couple of nice bits of gear. I'm going to stick onto her now.
There's a rumor.
You'll also notice I'm kind of skipping a lot of dialogue in this. Like I said, I've done this particular quest about 6 times, so I know it pretty well. I mentioned earlier on the imperial kind of little house. Well, it's not a little house; it's a big house. It's called Imperial Opulance. There's loads of different player housing ones around, so I mean that's the one I went with there. What else was there? I put a couple of different. Like I said, there's a couple of different kind of graphical overhauls to make things look a bit better. Ren's beauty pack is one. I think there's a little more for natural faces. So there's lots of. If you go to Oblivion Nexus, you'll find a ton of things there.
Anytime.
Okay, so what I did there was I had to go and sleep to kick the second part of the quest off. I'm not even bothered talking to this guy. I'm just going to pepper him with arrows. Just cause. Okay, my fearless follower is just standing there waiting for him to trip over and fall on the sword. Oh, now she looks interested. Yeah, I think you start off with like kind of crappy leather gear. I've given her something, I think it's like elven princess armor or something. Okay, I cut out a lot of adjusting things, tweaking kind of settings and that there, because it's just a bit boring.
Perfect idea. How about the drink?
Yeah, no, okay, I'm not. I think the AI in it recognises, oh, I'm in a bar, so therefore it'll mention having a drink. Like, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
They took my. If you can get me, I'm used to deal.
Again, as I said, I've done this so many times, I just can't even listen to the dialogue.
Reindeers. We rarely get. All I know is there seems to be 4 of them.
So,
Good luck.
by talking to each of the assailants, and by picking up, like, there's a note he had, you get to. Oh yes, it's still thing. Like, the NPCs will just sit there and talk to each other for a bit.
Sharp teeth, and some carry disease. Farewell.
Yeah, so
There. Where do you think you're going?
it's always awkward when 2 NPCs with the same voice actor start talking.
What does she need assistance with? She has...
So by talking to these guys and by picking up the note from the first guy, you can kind of gradually work out what to be telling their boss at the end. There we go, bit of a tag team effort. And Neeshka there wasn't even on my team at that stage. I'm not taking all the armour, because I'll just end up getting encumbered and I won't be able to move.
Hi. Yes?
If I remember rightly, there was about 2 minutes of moving stuff between menus there.
Oh, my dear friend.
So this
Lots of us dark.
NPC is called Neeshka, and basically it's supposed to she's supposed to have known you from playing Morrowind or something.
Sir.
I think that's Underworld armor or something like that. It's from the film Underworld, or Celine armor, or Sonya armor or something. Sorry, I've that many mods. This is the thing. You install Oblivion and then go to Planet Nexus, Oblivion Nexus, and go absolutely nuts installing every mod you can. It doesn't matter if they all contradict each other. And when you've loaded up at 50 of them, run Oblivion and it'll crash. And then take off a couple and just keep going until it all works.
Damn that woman.
There's a program called Boss, which is pretty good for loading them all up in the right order as well, to make sure they don't step on each other's toes. Anyway, so there you go. I may have accidentally shot some of my followers there, but they're pretty forgiving. He's definitely dead now. There's literally hundreds of thousands of followers. There's a couple that are built into the game, but they weren't very good. There's a thing called I think it's CM, Companion Manager or something like that, and it'll basically let you load up hundreds of generic ones. There's crazy ones that are like, designed to look like, film stars and things. There's a couple that use Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's Neverwin Nights audio files. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier on, but the Viconia Devere one is pretty good.
Roth?
With lots of quests built in. Anyway, so the gist of this is,
A solemn pact not to let...
you basically, from talking to the guys there, you can
What? no one
you can actually talk your way out of the last
suppose
fight.
You think you know why you... How did you know about that?
And there's the most unconvincing stand down ever.
No one... Again you have surprised me with your knowledge of our... You must have been hiding down there and made your... Impossible. You defeated the 3 of them alone? I'm humbled.
Yes,
Please
the game
accept
doesn't
my
know that
surrender.
I'm not alone. So anyway, you get a cool... oh, Jesus, that arrow was sticking through her shoulder. She hasn't even noticed. That'll probably reset it.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so the game didn't notice the fact that I wasn't alone. The NPCs,
If you...
or the followers, tend to be smarter than the game.
Goodness. Now that she's surrendered.
You can actually quite often get the follower, as people write these follower, companion, whatever mods, they actually write them quite often, so they'll know other ones and they'll know a little bit about them and can talk to them, which is pretty cool. You can also tell them where you live, well, because when you get player homes in the game, you can tell them where you live and so forth, so that's pretty cool. But it's well worth getting out one or two of them anyway, because it's a fairly lonely kind of game in the sense when you play vanilla, that you're just wandering along, plodding along on your own, killing orcs and what have you.
Not too crowded either.
But again, it's a bit of a Marmite one. Some of them will be very quiet, some of them will just never shut up, some of them have quests built in, some of them don't. But it's well worth going to somewhere like Oblivion Nexus, or I think there's Planet Elder Scrolls or something. There's lots of sites anyway. So this is post-quest. No, it's not.
It would have been nice.
Now that Celine is... I feel... Well, I fashioned it at the time. What could the harm? Well, anyway.
This man has a ridiculous haircut.
You've already... Please, go get some rest.
So, listen, that was just a very quick look at just one quest in Oblivion and a couple of mods. Like I said, this is the reason I love the Elder Scrolls games on PCs rather than on consoles, because on consoles you've very limited options for modding. You basically can't. You'll get DLC, which is at the end of the day a mod that you pay for. And don't get me wrong, some of them are very good. Supposedly through lots of jiggery pokery and voodoo and what have you, you can actually get a couple of the PC mods working on the 360. But I mean, you've got to, as far if what I read is true, you've basically got to hack it and do all sorts of stuff. And you may as well just do it on a PC if you're going to start doing that. But yeah, they're very, very good for modding. And like writing them actually isn't that hard. I did one a while back. Literally just create an NPC who thought you could talk to and you'd follow it and fight for you and stuff. For some reason he kept stripping down to his underpants. I couldn't really understand why, and I never quite got past that, and I didn't really feel comfortable playing with it, especially since he looked a bit like me. It got a bit kind of weird. But yeah,
just fine. I'm a nat.
the in-game NPCs are just I was going to say they're quite boring. This one just tried to rob another one. There's definitely some sort of weird AI going on, and people just do their own thing.
Go away.
Repair armor.
Somebody help! Come quickly! We've got a burglar!
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens a fair bit.
Hello.
But bizarrely enough, the Oblivion games have, probably because they were out a long time, the mods can be quite sophisticated compared to the Skyrim ones. Skyrim still has some good mods, I'll be looking at that later on. One, by the way, in the meantime, that's pretty decent is interesting NPCs. It doesn't add anything game-breaking to the game, but it adds in, instead of having just generic people to talk to, you've got lots of different, NPCs that have really bizarre stories. Some of them are just plain weird, to be honest. Some of them, especially, look, if you start talking to a guy in one of the, I think it's Windhaven or something like that, with it was an orc wife, stop talking to him because it's a bit too weird. But all the other ones I found by and large are pretty cool. Anyway, that's the interesting NPCs mod for Skyrim, so well, we're having a look at.
What's that?
What I'm going to do is I might have a look at more Oblivion next, which is kind of, someone got the Morrowind game and basically ported it to the Oblivion engine to the point where you can actually play it within this game. So as a mod, so you can literally go board a ship, and then it loads up the previous game. It loads up a recreation of the previous game. Actually play that. After that, I might have a look at some of the Morrowind. At the crazily updated version of Morrowind that's out there now, and then I'll have a look at Skyrim. I'm probably gonna look at Skyrim last because there's about 6 trillion Skyrim movies out there, and most of them are pretty good. Well, some of them are good, some of them are crap. But I want to kind of look at some of the more unusual stuff. So what I might do is I might come back to Oblivion and just show you some more odd stuff. Like I might do one of the laser quests. I have absolutely no idea where I picked that armor up. It showed up as elite armor. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, look, there's mods for everything, right? There's an app for that. There's a mod that gives you the Lich King's armor from World of Warcraft. So if you want to go around dressed as the Lich King, you even get Frostmourne. You can go around to do that. This is, by the way, I know I played through this game for a couple of hours when I got it years back, and didn't realise that you could fast travel. So you can click on various different cities, and even without having visited them before, you can jump straight to them. And I was spending ages. I actually, the first time I played this game, I actually got that pissed off with, trying to run between towns that I just gave up, and I just stopped playing it. And then I went back to it again, and it was the third time. I think I've actually bought it twice. I had a copy on DVD that I can't find anywhere, or disc, and then I bought it in a Steam sale there last year. And as I said, I ended up playing the bejesus out of it, to the point where I played Morrowind then. And then I upgraded my PC to get Skyrim, because it would have made my PC explode to try and run it. I'm going to finish up now. This is just the part of the main quest where you go and talk to This is what I'm saying. What you're supposed to do, in theory, is start the game and then go straight, to this guy and talk to him and find out where to go next. I spent like an hour just wandering around the Imperial City, just faffing about, buying stuff, selling stuff, building up a little party. Now, again, you need mods for that, but they're all out there. But this, you can spend hours doing sub-quests and messing around with that, and that's what I love about these games. That, by the way, that glowy thing is...
What are they saving up for? That's what I like to know.
There's a little kind of enchant on it that shows you if there's anyone around, so you can actually see those through walls. But oh yeah, I'm just waiting until morning. Anyway, listen, that's been a quick look at Oblivion there, and some unusual mods. And yeah, sure, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
I'm the shepherd here. If he's not sleeping or eating. Good day.